Today was technical difficulty day.
Hey, I'm glad we
All
got it
three
figured out,
ends.
and I'm gonna have to figure out why that headset was not received. Like, I could hear you in the very beginning, and then all of a sudden it was just gone.
Well, then I got out and jumped back in, and you were robot-y. And then I jumped out and jumped back in again, and then you were fine. So maybe I just need to get out.
We don't need to pay no repair, man.
Today was technical difficulty day. We have a podcast. 6 and 7-year-old kids on Halo or something. It is. But how dependent should we grow on the externals? Don't grow relying on that spread shot. I've been in the Sony world for too long.
And it was also fun.
Like, we can do that though.
But then it
Talking
was,
about
then it,
try to invite them in.
and then,
That's where we made friends like that too. We can do whatever the heck we want to.
We can.
Right. Your next best thing. There's no reason why we can't.
it's been money well spent. It's something that we can depend on. As far as I know, why do these people want to talk to me and not use this as an example? Oh, yeah,
Where you fall off the Covenant ship. Nerd.
It's gonna be Halo 6.
Dude, that again, it goes back to what you, me, and Josh were talking about. That's why we use Zoom instead of Discord.
Yeah, yeah. We were talking about that a little bit outside, and Zoom does give us options as well as does give us better stability. And we haven't really had any issues with using Zoom. Like, we've been able to do what we need to do. It's been money well spent. It's something that we can depend on.
It is. But how dependent should we grow on the externals? It's hard.
Right.
It's hard
That
in
is
today's age.
true. That is true, because literally as soon as we just devote everything to Zoom, and then all of a sudden Zoom's going to stop being there for us, and then we have to figure out something else.
And it's hard because what choice do we have? Especially, this is how the podcast survives. We rely on Zoom. We have to hold on to Zoom because
this is a service that we could Skype.
We could, yeah. I mean, there's other options, but still, we grow dependent on something. You and I have 300 miles between us. Crick, you're
It's true.
like 1,500 or something like that. We've got distance between us. It's not something
It
we
is
can
true.
just traverse every once a week and record a podcast.
Now that I even say that, I think it's hilarious that like Skype's been around for years, and Zoom recently emerged, and Discord recently emerged. And people use Zoom and use Discord to do exactly what they could have always done with Skype.
Right. Marks are finally wearing off.
Like, my little brother would use Skype with his friends. That's how they would play. That's how they would game and play video games. They'd have their chat channel. Like, when they're not using like the chat in the video game, as we learned growing up, sometimes you can and sometimes you shouldn't.
Right. But not everybody adheres to that, unfortunately. Especially the 6 and 7-year-old kids on Halo or something.
But then it was also fun that we would just be able to, like, especially like when we had our Halo days, that we could the 4 of us be a squad, and we're in like a Microsoft party. So we're all 4 hearing each other, and it was only when there was like 3 of us and we're doing something that it's like 4 people. So we have like that 4th person that just can't hear anything of us because we have that Microsoft party that only we can hear each other.
Yes.
Try to invite them in.
And then,
see if you get the
and then
random
sometimes, yes, you would try to invite them in, and they're just like,
if they're good enough at the game.
Why do these people want to talk to me?
That's where we made friends like that too.
When I joined the Corps, we didn't have any fancy schmancy tanks. We had sticks, 2 sticks and a rock for a whole platoon, and we had to share the rock. Buck up, boy. You're one very lucky Marine.
Jiff?
Yeah. We were going to go all the way out to
Agent
South
Orange?
Dakota for that.
Agent
Halo
Orange?
Girl?
Yeah. Dude.
Which we never spoke any audio to Halo Girl. She was always via text.
So it was probably a dude.
I mean, you like to hope,
Right.
but who knows?
They all
Some of the
sound the same on
coolest
Xbox
people.
Live.
I forgot about that. All the people we've met online in the old days.
I know, dude,
Craziness.
some of them are still my Xbox Live friends, and I see when they log in, and like majority of the time they're like logging into like Fortnite or Netflix or Hulu.
Same. I've had the same account since I was like a sophomore. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a 10+ year account. Like,
my sign-in is. I should probably change that before I lose it.
Dude, yeah, I guess they wipe them if you don't log in enough time.
Yeah, something like that. Well, shoot, you're just gonna have to get Captain Canucks back.
I forgot about that one too.
Dude, of all of them, you had like 5, and Captain Canucks was by far my favorite.
I needed those free trials. I needed my game fix. I was hooked, man. I was hooked. I was in deep.
There was like a new one every week. It's just it. Okay.
So, at one point, my friends list just goes up by 5. Oh, that's all, Cav. No worries.
Yeah. You need to start making so you could group friends. Not so you could group your friends that you like to play with together, but your friends who have multiple accounts.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to encourage that very much.
It's never the intention.
I don't know. I guess we'll see with when Infinite comes out and if they're going to bring split screen back.
They talked about it. There's some new compression. I don't know if they'll do it with the Halo, but there's a new compression method where they can like pretty much the device converts the like lower quality video and then processes it and turns it into high quality on site. And they were talking about that's a way they can bring back split screen because you can still just have just as high def, but with.
What's the problem right now? That it's not working? It's
running them too hot. Like with how to run that kind of, well, this is the excuse that they say, to run that kind of graphics for 2 different perspectives at the same time is just too much processing power, so it's going to heat up and burn out your Xbox. Mm-hmm. But if they have this other device where it's just processing this lower graphics, but it's converting it and running it through this program that makes it better graphics.
It almost, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a converter. So
they need to figure out how Nintendo did it with the Switch, because you can play 8 people on one screen with Super Smash Brothers, as well as I believe with Mario Kart.
Yeah, but those are a little bit less visually demanding, right?
That is also true. Yeah, the background doesn't change unless it's like a moving background or
you're not like Halo whatever. Where every blade of grass is actually
that is also true. Yeah,
with a little bit of
put a lot of graphics into it. A lot of
and
work
it's their
into
lighting.
Graphics.
I guess the whole lighting aspect for realistic shadows and stuff like that is another big hurdle that they're trying to break through, and that's causing more processing as well for like the dynamic lighting.
All stuff that's way over my head.
I guess it makes you think back to like Halo. So shoot, it would have been Halo 4 on 360.
Halo 4.
I think Halo 3 is.
That's what
Halo
I'm
thinking.
3 was also,
and Halo Wars were on 360, and then everything else was Xbox One.
Was there ever actually a Halo 4? Or did they use Reach?
Halo 4 was ODST, right?
Yeah. Well, ODST was on the 360 too. I never bought that one. There was a Halo 4 that came out on
Reach
PlayStation.
Halo 4
also Xbox One 360, right?
Reach was on 360. Halo Wars, Reach, and Halo 3 were the last 3 Halos to come out on 360.
And then it went to
I said ODST
Halo 5 on Xbox One.
Halo 4.
Right.
Halo 4 on Xbox One.
Halo 4?
Yeah.
I think it was just 5 because I got
the Xbox. Isn't even a thing yet, is it?
Halo 5 is the current one that we're playing.
Yeah, Guardians.
It's going to be Halo 6.
Oh, I'm way behind.
As far as I know.
I've been in the Sony world for too long.
Yeah, that's where Halo. Yeah, I want to say Halo 4 was. I can't remember what the last part of it was called, but yeah. I mean, those graphics too were super impressive even back then. It's wild to think where that's came. Like I remember seeing Halo Combat Evolved when it first came out and just being like, so good, man. Like
right.
Halo 4 was on 360.
What's called Halo 4?
Nothing. Halo 4 probably.
Just Halo 4.
They start giving them names until Guardians.
Okay.
It was so Halo Reach came out in 2010, and then Halo 4 came out 2012. Halo 5 came out 2015. That was Guardians.
And now we've had.
It was Halo 3 ODST.
Halo 3 was ODST?
There was still Halo 3, but there was Halo 3 ODST that came out in 2009. Halo 3 came out 2007.
ODST wasn't that fun, right? It
was pretty good.
I enjoyed
playing
ODST.
Halo. Not normal Halo.
It wasn't the same, no, but it was a little bit. It was different. It had more survival to it.
Yeah. Well, you're not an indestructible Spartan, right?
Right. Your next best thing.
Next best thing. But I mean, you still had to take. There was one mission, at least. Like I don't think I played through it on Legendary. I think I only played through it on Hard. But you have a shotgun and you have to kill like 3 or 4 hunters.
Hunters? Oh, no, I do not have time for this. Turn around, you bastards. Let me shoot you in the back.
Shotguns were dope in Halo, though.
And as long as you can get that one shot in the back on the hunter, you're good. But if you're just a little bit off, that hunter doesn't die. And then it's like, well, shit, there goes one of my shells.
They're showing you, don't go relying on that spread shot. You let the spread shot carry you, it'll carry you wherever
I remember
it goes.
Halo 5. I remember Halo Reach. I do not remember Halo 4.
I do remember it. Like Halo 4 is the one you fall into the jungle, right? That's 4.
That's
where you fall off the Covenant ship into the jungle, and then
Yep. That's what the visuals I'm looking at are.
What are you saying?
It's where like the first one is like Sergeant Johnson sees you falling through the atmosphere, and then you crash into the jungle.
I think that's Halo 2, believe it or not, because Zia or Ali have been playing that.
2, you start in, you crash down in the Pelican, and you start. Where you start with 2. You start in the city or whatever, I thought.
Let's see that.
It's kind of hard to see because of the reflection, but you can see the jungle aspects.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. You started out and then you're at like that base and you're like you're like detonating that base.
Yeah.
Isn't Halo 2 where you shoot the bomb in space at the Covenant ship?
That is Halo 2.
I thought so, yeah.
One of
That's
the
like one of the first or 2 second
memorable
episodes.
moments of the entire franchise.
It's the very beginning of the game.
Every single Halo player remembers that moment, that mission.
Right, because you're at the award ceremony. You start at the award ceremony with Captain Keyes' daughter.
Yes. Because that's where you meet her, right? She wasn't in Halo 1. Captain Keyes was, and he died.
He died.
Being a hero. Even though he was a dick.
Requesting permission, Commander. What for, Spartan? I'm going to give the Covenant back their bomb. Permission granted.
That was like the trailer.
Like that,
that's the shit that
saying it right there gave me goosebumps.
Dude, same. That was like
like that moment. You're just like, it's on. We are going to kill the Covenant.
Could you imagine being at the E3 trailer? Seeing that in person, it'd be like seeing a preview at a movie.
Dude, even I remember watching that one.
Could you just imagine being in E3 in general?
Yeah.
Like not even just for that. Like that would have been absolutely lit. But just being at E3, like as in like it just happened like a month ago. Like if we were there and that we were hearing about the releases on the new Switch, they're releasing Metroid. I am so pumped.
Nice.
I am legitimately pumped about that. I will legitimately buy that game and play it.
That's where it's like we can do that though. We can go to E3. We can do whatever the heck we want to. You know
we can.
I mean? Like there's no reason why we can't.
I think it was more exclusive this year, but they should open it up more next year.
All you have to do is you have to come up with some kind of like game website, some kind of basic thing, and you can get a free pass. Like as long as you can get like it's just some kind of setup, some kind of website, and that'll pay for your pass.
We have a podcast.
There you go.